Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is, I'm starting, we believe it's 10 o'clock, and we have almost every participant have agreed to join today, and the ones that's still not on, they will join us as we continue. My name is Randy McPherson, and on behalf of the Norwegian Business Councils in Dubai, it is a pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar with the Norway EXPO project team from Innovation Norway. Approximately 1 month ago, it was confirmed that EXPO 2020 will be postponed due to COVID-19. The new dates are 1st of October 2021 to 31st of March 2022. This will allow all EXPO participants to safely navigate through these challenging times and focus on delivering an EXPO experience that is true to our current time. With changes come challenges, but also opportunities. And in today's webinar, Dag Olav Kopervik, the project director for Norway EXPO, will talk us through Norway EXPO post-pandemic and the challenges and opportunities this project is facing. But before I hand you over to Dag, I would like to go through a couple of practicalities. We have disabled the microphone and the video for all participants, and this is in order to give you the best quality of picture and sound. The presentation will be recorded and shared later, so sit back, relax, and listen. If you do have any questions, please use the Q&A button on your screen, and we will address these questions after the presentation. For privacy reasons, we will not record a Q&A session. So with that, it's a pleasure to hand you over to Dag Olav Kopervik. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you, and thank you to Randy and Jessica for hosting this webinar, and not at least to Maria, who's doing the technical support here at the Innovation Norway office. We all now live from Denmark Executive Heights at the Innovation Norway office, and we are having what we call social distance at least 10 meters between us. It's also nice to finally wear a shirt with a collar. We have been wearing shorts and t-shirt for a long time, and it's also nice to finally meet some people. I will elaborate on Norway EXPO 2020 in context of and in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Dag Olav Kopervik. I'm the Deputy Commissioner General and the Project Director of our EXPO 2020 participation. So what are the consequences and what is the effect on the Norwegian plans for the building, for the thematic program, for the volume of visitors, for the international collaboration, for the Norwegian businesses planning to utilize EXPO 2020 as a window to the world? We do have some answers, but not all. So the agenda today is we're going to elaborate on the postponement, the effects of the postponement. We're also going to touch base on our plans for the pavilion and the work site, our plans for the visitor experience, which is brand new and hasn't been presented before. We will touch base on the normalization of businesses after the COVID-19 pandemic, which will happen and which we will need to happen. We have to prepare. I will also touch base on the technology and knowledge and what's happening post the COVID-19 and how that will influence on what we're doing at EXPO 2020. and also the upcoming plans for Norway EXPO 2020 when it comes to the thematics. Well, so EXPO 2020, the postponement, why? Well, all international participants, they made their milestones relevant to their project towards 20th October 2020. We already saw some countries being late already before the COVID-19 due to the fact that planning has proven to take more time than anticipated in Dubai. And most countries has already also had some cost issues on their project that has become more expensive than what they anticipated. Some countries were also dependent on deliveries from China. Those stopped in the beginning of January. And the challenge will continue when we saw the escalation of the COVID-19 pandemic in Europe and all the lockdowns. From there, with the failing deliveries and no ability to fly into Dubai when the airport were closed, and finalizing before October 20 was just becoming an impossible theory. All our planned business programs came to a halt, and it was impossible to develop business program as a cooperation between the Norwegian businesses, academia, research institutes, government agencies, domestically, but also in the international context. Promoting business partnerships stopped totally, as many and maybe all industries in Norway experienced severe financial consequences from the pandemic. We do believe that many countries would have challenged their participation at EXPO due to domestic challenges from the pandemic, meaning they would not afford or could not prioritize their participation. We are quite certain that the objective of 25 million visits would not have been achieved if EXPO 2020 would open in October. As you know, that many employees, they have lost their jobs and lost their income. And many companies have gone bankrupt or will struggling regaining their position. So I think that the first priority would not be to be present at EXPO 2020 as we see it. We also believe that the world will, in general, will not recuperate from the challenges before the initial opening date of October 2020. And the world will probably not prioritize this event when having thousands of mortalities, thousands of unemployed, huge public expenditures, and private companies losing billions in revenues. So the forecast for a great event did not look promising, how we see. So what happened? Well, the international participants, we gathered and approached the steering committee of EXPO 2020, where we addressed those issues that I just mentioned, and our concern with keeping the initial dates. The steering committee, they agreed and saw all the challenges, and EXPO 2020 is also part of the steering committee. So the steering committee with EXPO organization, they convened and discussed the issue and concluded that going ahead with initial date will give us more challenges than the international participants could absorb. So EXPO 2020 and the UAE government sent a request to the executive board of BIE. This is the Bureau International des Expositions, who mandates the World Expos, to postpone EXPO 2020 with 12 months. And the executive board approved the decision at the 21st of April and sent it to the General Assembly to cast their vote on the decisions. Norway is also part of the General Assembly, represented by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Fisheries. By May 4th, the General Assembly, they reached the necessary two-thirds majority, and the postponement was a fact. And as you know, it was published in the different newspapers. The news was official and of the decision of the 12 months postponement. And it was published in Gulf News, College Times, and international media, in addition to several social medias. So what are the consequences of the postponement? Well, it's hard to see to really understand what are all the consequences, but we see some of them. We believe that more countries and many more countries will actually attend and will be able to complete their pavilion, because with the initial date, many countries will probably drop out and many countries will not be able to complete their pavilion. So they will complete it within the project time. We also believe that the attending countries will not drop out. They will be a part of it because they see it necessary. It is going to be more likely that Expo 2020 will reach the objective of 25 million visitors, and because people will start traveling and many will have a shift in focus. They really want to go abroad, especially after being locked down for that many months. Most businesses will have assessed the consequences and the damages of the COVID-19 pandemic, and will now look forward to regain what was lost. It will take time, but we are bound to try, and we are bound to start planning ahead. Governments and public agencies will also be back on track, and we'll see Expo 2020 as an ideal arena to meet each other and meet other countries and important NGOs. We also believe that the regular tourism has opened up again. And UAE, they have announced that they're probably going to start opening up for tourism in July. We'll see if it happens. But people would start and dare to travel again and would like to travel again. Schools, university, and research institutes went also into a hibernation. And when opening up and starting a new academic year in August, plans for next year, 2021, will be apparent. And Norway, being a small country, as you all know, where most of its industries and technology are dependent on exports, will need to redefine its channels. And Expo 2020 or 21 will, as we see it, be the single largest venue worldwide where they will meet their peers. So I'm going to show you a little video that was produced by Expo 2020 in context of the postponement.
Our journey is evolving. Each day, we take another step forward on our shared path. We are all connected, and we all collaborate. In some ways that are obvious, and many which aren't. With your support and commitment, we look forward to a brighter future. And we are excited to announce that Expo 2020 Dubai will now open its gates from October 1st, 2021 until March 31st, 2022. For the world to come together and celebrate human brilliance and achievement like never before. We are one.
Wow. So it is official. Expo 2020 will open on October the 1st, 2021, and will last until March 31st, 2022. And for the record, Expo 2020 will not change the logo. It will not rename to Expo 2021. They will keep Expo 2021 as a milestone, or it will happen in 2021, 2022. So what are our plans for the pavilion and the work site? And what are the consequences will this postponement have? Well, first of all, we believe we will have an extra cost of approximately 6.4 million Norwegian crowns, or maximum 8% of the budget. This is actually the lowest among international participants, as they report on 15 to 20% additional cost. Due to the lean organization of only 2 persons, meaning Ole Johan Sandberg, who is the Commissioner General, and myself, the cost effect is very limited. And we will try to reduce the cost effect even further. We distinguish between, when it comes to our project, the pavilion, the visitor experience, and the thematics. Our pavilion, which is about 1,000 square meters, where we also have 700-meter exhibition area. We will feature a small meeting room of hosting 8 persons, seating 8 persons, and a larger one seating 40 persons. We will also have live stream equipment. That means that we can have live broadcasts from our seminars. We will, of course, have restrooms, offices. Outside, there's going to be 4 water ponds. And in 2 of them, we're going to have some exhibits outside. As you probably have noticed, Norway will not feature a restaurant this year or at this expo. We don't have the money for it, and we don't have the space for it. When it comes to the visitor experience, it will be quite extraordinary. The experience already starts outside. We're going to have wall washers, meaning that we will be able to project images and movie clips on the exterior, on the outside of the pavilion. It's going to be very, very cool. We have an ideal location. We have a corner plot. That means that the Norwegian pavilion is going to be visible from 2 sides at least. Our closest neighbor is Vietnam, and from there it's Colombia, Belarus, China, and Saudi Arabia. And also we're going to have around the corner, we have Emirates Airline, we have United States, Kazakhstan, DP World, and Enoch. So we have an ideal location, and not far from our pavilion, we also have the UAE pavilion. So we're going to have about 70% of the visitors coming to, anticipated visitors coming to Expo 2020 will be in our street. We will also have, within the visitor experience, we're going to have some social media features. We're going to have a very strong narrative message. We're going to have a cool narrator. But of course, we're going to have a green shift focus throughout the exhibition. We're also going to feature a clear reference to the 17 SDGs. But not at least, we're going to have a clear industry and business focus. That's why we're here. There are 4 sections within the experience. We have the seabed, the ocean floor. We have the surface. We have the space. And we end it all with the ocean space. And when you exit the Norwegian pavilion, we will ask you to make a rendering of your commitment towards the environment. When it comes to the thematic program, we're going to host a lot of seminars inside our own pavilion, but we will also host seminars in other venues at the expo site. Some of the seminars could be broadcasted as live stream. That means that universities and even your own companies in Norway or wherever they are could be a part of the seminar program. Please note that Expo or Norway has been asked by Expo 2020 to host 2 anchor programs, I mean main programs for Expo 2020. One of them is plastic in the ocean. Other one is the Arctics. That means that we have a unique position to put our brand on everything that's happening with those 2 programs. We will also shortly invite Norwegian companies to host different seminars inside the pavilion. That means that it could be like circular economy, where we also will approach a famous company called Tomra. The Norwegian Expo project will also attend a lot of the international business events. And we also have a wide distribution of our thematic catalog.
Good morning. It's May 27th, 2020. My name is Dag Kopervik. I'm the Deputy Commissioner General of Norway at Expo 2020. Right now, I'm standing on the roof of the Norwegian Pavilion, and behind me is the Expo site. Expo 2020 has been postponed with 1 year and will open the October 1st, 2021. When opening, Expo 2020 or 21 will probably be the most important venue for normalizing trade, business, academic exchange, research, exchange of ideas and innovation for normalizing after the COVID-19 pandemic. It's going to be a great show. We're looking forward to it. Please join me inside. I'm going to show you what the Norwegian Pavilion will look like. So now I'm back on the ground. I will enter the Norwegian Pavilion at, through the visitors entrance, and we'll see what it all looks like. The visitors, they will enter the Norwegian Pavilion at the seabed level. The ocean, the theme for the Norwegian Pavilion is the ocean. So here they will experience the ocean from the ocean floor, the seabed, walk themselves on ramps, going all the way to the ocean, to the surface, and up to the orbit space. Right now, I'm standing at the bridge of our ship, where we're going to exhibit experiences from the surface to ocean industries, from the surface and up. So this is what the Norwegian Pavilion looks like from the north side, facing one of the main entrances. The pavilion will be now isolated with sandwich panels and then cladded by aluminium, which is of course coated by jute. We will of course continue to update you on the progress, and hope to see you here when the pavilion is done.
Wow, I never get used to see myself on the movie clip. It looks strange, but anyhow. Yesterday, just to give you an update on how we work, yesterday we had 57 workers at site. This is a 1,000 square meter building. And in Norway, we probably have 12 persons working on the site. Here in Dubai, we have 57. And you can imagine how the efficiency is. The Norwegian pavilion is like, it's a ship-like pavilion. That resembles a ship, will be cladded by aluminium and of course coated by jute. It will be handed over to Norway EXPO 2020 by August the 9th. That's the milestone, and we'll still see if it's realistic, if it will happen. It has been decided by the board and by the ministries that we will keep the initial plan towards October 2020, and have handover according to contract. Whereupon we're going to start the MOM, documentation, training, and establishing routines. MOM is the same as FTV in Norway. That means maintenance, operation, and management. And from approximately mid-September, the pavilion will go into hibernation. And I will onboard as the pavilion janitor. So I will gonna see that all the systems are working and do what we call simple maintenance to keep the appearance of the building. And that is a new role, but I'm looking forward to it. So we are close to seal the roof of the pavilion and have started now the mounting of the wall sandwich panels. And we look forward to have what we call a weatherproof building. The Norwegian EXPO project has been divided into 6 different phases. First, the planning, which is where Innovation Norway is responsible, even for the operation. The building itself was launched as a public tender, which was won by the Swiss company Expo Mobilia, which also builds the Netherlands pavilion, the Swiss pavilion, and the pavilion of Finland. When it comes to the visitors' experience, the public tender was won by the Norwegian company called Gyro, which also cooperates with a local company here in Dubai called Identity Group, which is actually UK-based company, but they have a big organization also here in Dubai. The decommission and the accounts and reports will be done by Innovation Norway, and we believe that that will be finalized by 31st of December 2022. And mind that Osaka, the Expo Osaka in Japan starts May the 3rd, 2025. So when we close the doors for this project by 31st of December, it's only about 2.5 years until the Osaka event starts. So the thematic content and the visitor experience will be delivered by Gyro. And the storyline that we instruct Gyro to elaborate on was Norway pioneering solution for sustainable use of the ocean. It means it's important that what we do is not only what we call ecological perseverance. We're going to keep on doing all the industries and keep on doing the business within the ocean, but we do it more sustainable. That means that we're going to have a clear reference to a green shift. We're going to have clear reference to Paris Climate Agreement, and we're also going to have a clear reference to the UN 17 SDGs. The promotion of the Norwegian industries and technologies will be presented on how we also transit into the green shift. That's going to be a very important thing. We're going to be very transparent about that. Many of the industries that we have may be considered as not that sustainable, but at the same time, we're going to present on how we are doing changes and how we are offering sustainable solutions and technology, sustainable technology to the world market. So what we have done is that we have requested that the whole experience supplied by Gyro should be a mixture between entertainment and education. It means edutainment, if you combine them, we would like the visitors to exit the Norwegian pavilion a little scared, but still having hope. We should give them a feel-good experience that we have some solution to the global challenges and the global problems. We will have integrated DG guides, I mean digital guides that the visitor can access by triggers when you before you enter the Norwegian pavilion. We will also incorporate cool features, including augmented reality. That means they can see things that is actually not there. Well, on this slide, we have an example showing a whale. I will promise you when we launch it, there will be no whales, there will be other features. This is just an example. So the social media connectors upon the exit will also have, we're going to ask the visitors to make a statement on their private contribution to save the ocean and save the environment. Scream for the ocean, with features from Edvard Munch's famous painting, The Scream. So this will be a part of the whole visitor's experience. So the experience starts already outside the Norwegian pavilion, where you see item number 1, pavilion greeter. We're going to have what we call a queue entertainer, somebody that greets people that approach the Norwegian pavilion, where they'll also be instructed on how they can upload their DG guides and how they can upload the augmented reality features that we will offer. And from there, there's you enter the Norwegian pavilion, and there's a walk through the experience where the visitor will start inside on the seabed level, and will walk on ramps throughout the ocean until they surface and reach the satellite level. Where, of course, we have a large Norwegian company called Kongsberg, who's having technology relevant to the satellite and surveillance. And we also gonna feature the possibilities and the challenges, and we're gonna be totally transparent about the challenges we see. And the whole visitors experience is going to be about 19 minutes in experience. When they exit, they will have hope that Norway have some excellent solutions to combat the climate change. The maximum number of visitors at the same time will be 160, and we have budgeted and anticipated 1.4 million visitors throughout the expo period. The visitor's experience is going to be a powerful message. Coming inside, the visitor will enter the darkness of the abyss with sounds, with images, with videos, and very cool illumination. We're going to have a narrator that will assist the visitors and lead them up to the surface and up to the space and the satellites. Along the route, we will present the Norwegian ocean industries and technologies. We will present the dilemmas they represent, but also the solutions in compliance to ideas of a green shift, the Paris Agreement, and the UN 17 SDGs. So, well, we will normalize after the COVID-19 pandemic. But the medical consequences of the COVID-19 is one thing, but the financial and economic effect is unparalleled. It will take time to regain the position we had in the businesses before the pandemic, also in trade, in employment and GNP. But we know that this is the way we are heading, this is the way we're going, so we have to prepare. And we have to prepare for a world post the COVID-19. Norwegian businesses will need to reopen its channels to export and display their technology and industries to the world. So our thesis and our prediction of the Norway EXPO 2020 theme is EXPO 2020 will be one of the most important venues worldwide when we normalize businesses and trade post the COVID-19. The world will come together and all will be here at EXPO 2020. We're going to meet the world at EXPO 2020, and it's a great possibility to extend our businesses.
1, 2. You weren't there. You weren't there when humans conquered fire, when they wore animal skin attire or invented the bicycle tire. You weren't there when they created algebra, built the pyramids in Giza, or painted the Mona Lisa. You weren't there when they first made paper or built the amphitheater, when they calculated gravity or made flying reality. You weren't there when they composed the classics or discovered antibiotics, made the mechanical clock, or taught the world to rock. But you could be there and with your own eyes witness new acts of human genius. Be there to see the alliance of art, music, fashion, and science. See a futuristic festival filled with ideas new and radical. Performances magical in a 6-month-long spectacle. This you can't afford to miss. It's the best of humankind in the greatest show of our time.
Wow, I still get the goosebumps when I see that video clip. They are professional when it comes to commercial and doing a presentation like that. Well, the Norwegian government has decided that Norway will be participating at the EXPO 2020 and will present our ocean strategies and the ocean industries to the world. As our Prime Minister has expressed, our ambition is to be the world's best ocean space nation. We shall be the preferred country and natural business partner within the ocean space industries. And these are very bold ambitions. Our objective number 1 is to strengthen Norway's position as a world-leading ocean nation. Our objective number 2 is to promote Norwegian businesses and further develop trade relations with the UAE, the GCC countries, and in international context. So the strategy by the Norwegian government that was put into the 2 documents, the ocean strategies from 2017 and the revised from 2019, emphasize on the importance of our ocean industries in employment, in GNP, in our exports, but also emphasize on the importance of making the same industries more sustainable. So what are our ocean industries? And how do they prepare? With the postponement of Expo 2020, we see that we have more time to prepare and present Norwegian-based industries and technologies, and we present local challenges in a global context. With the vast range of ocean industries. And in a global context, not many are aware that when we say oil and gas as a part of the ocean industries, a large part of the world, they don't have oil and gas as a part of their ocean industry because it's land-based. But we're going to feature things like carbon captures, carbon storage, utilization of wells, electrification, security at sea. We have a large company called Interval that has also worked on this. We have a change in the maritime sector, electrification of vessels. We have autonomy, which both Kongsberg and Yara is working on. We have new ship designs. We have using of new propulsions, new energy sources. We also see challenges when it comes to waste management, plastic in the ocean, which is a huge problem. We also see sectors which will be new and might change our content in the pavilion, like the medical sector. I really think that many pavilions and many countries participating in Expo 2020 will look into changing their thematic program into preparedness and logistics when it comes to the medical sector. But we will, our assignment given to us by the Norwegian government and the ministries is very clear. We're going to present the Norwegian ocean industries and ocean technologies. But the cool thing, because there are 5 important happenings affecting Norwegian Expo 2020, a simultaneous effect. First, we have the Explorer, which is a kind of net site, a website for sustainable solution, where company, like kind of Tinder, a Tinder for companies that are presenting and having sustainable solutions, not only for the ocean sector, but I mean in general. Then we have the ocean strategy by the Norwegian government, and this is the first time we can take those industries and put them in a commercial context here at Expo 2020. The green shift is important, and this is the first time we can present our industries to the world under a common umbrella, like the green shift. How do we present our industries transiting into the greens? Brand Norway concept, which is an assignment given to Innovation Norway by the Norwegian government, is to market and promote Norwegian industries and Norwegian knowledge under the same umbrella called the Brand Norway concept. And not at least the ocean and the ocean industries and the ocean plastic in the ocean. We have never had so much attention and greater focus on the ocean as we have today. So this is going to be 6 months of promoting Norwegian ocean industries and our ocean strategy, our ocean technologies to the world. So what else? Well, the Norwegian team here in Dubai, because I'm based in Dubai, as you probably most of you know, we already have what we call local team meetings, where we meet up with, well, digitally with our partners like DNVGL, we have Kongsberg, we have Jotun, and we have NBC, we have Equinor, and we meet together to discuss how can we utilize, how can we work smarter together to have a better effect of our Expo 2020 participation. We will continue doing that towards Expo 2020. And we will also invite other Norwegian companies to participate and see how can we make some smarter moves to create more together. This is the team definition. Together, everybody accomplish more. Recruiting and securing staff accommodation will commence around February 2021. We will be dependent on some staff staying at relatives or friends here in Dubai in order to reduce costs. We're also dependent on the Norwegian community here in Dubai taking part on some practical sides of our operation. We will revert to that, and I hope you will like to be a part of Team Norway in many ways. It's going to be an extraordinary show here in Dubai. And not at least, this is the biggest and the largest thing Norway has done in the Middle East ever. So this is going to be pretty important, because the consequence of what we're doing here might be that the number of Norwegians being in Dubai is not declining, but it's actually increasing. And we like many, many more companies to be a part of the Norwegian effort here in the Middle East as a result of what we're doing at Expo 2020. We also have a new logo, the brand Norway logo, which we have 3 versions. So if you see the logo on the bottom, we'll stop using that, and we'll now start using the brand Norway logo together with the Expo brand. On the right side of the presentation, you will see some of our, what you call, partner logos. We have made logos that which they can use in their communication, and they can use being a part and a partner of Norway EXPO 2020, like Equinor, GNVGL, Jotun, Yara, and Kongsberg Group. They all signed the agreement. And we have some companies that are still pending, but have confirmed their participation, like NME, Norsk Hydro, and Metronica, and we have some other coming in now. We will also make, we have some academic partners, like NTNU. We have the Norwegian School of Management. We have the College of Christiania and some other universities that will be a part of that, our program, and will also give us access to PhD presenters that will be a part of our seminar program, and they will also have the separate logo. So what are our milestones? Well, the 15th of June, the pavilion will be waterproof. We're looking forward to that. And by July the 20th, the interior works will be completed. And we anticipate handover of the pavilion the 9th of August. By the 12th of August, we believe we're going to have the building completion certificate issued. That means that the building will be ours and we can use it. That means that also the office of the building is going to be there. So I will be partly residing either at the, or spending time at the Innovation Norway office or at the Expo site office. Being a janitor, I will probably spend some time there. By the 31st of August, we have going to have the MOM milestone, which the management, operation, and maintenance, all the programs going to be. We're going to have conducted all the training, and all the documentation manuals will be there. And by February the 1st, we're going to start the process of the fit-out delivery by Gyro. And then we have the recruitment and for the staff and the accommodation. The fit-out will be completed by Gyro by September the 1st, 2021. And then, as you know, Expo starts on the 1st of October 2021 for a 6-month event that will close the 31st of March 2022, the day before the Ramadan starts. So this is our head milestones, but please note, the 9th of August, we're going to have the pavilion handover. As soon as it is allowed by the UAE government and the authorities, we're going to make, excuse me, we're going to have an event taking place inside the pavilion where we're going to present the possibilities, and you're going to see what the pavilion looks like. We will also have what we call a live stream, a broadcast that will be published by LinkedIn, so you can see if you're not able to attend, you will at least be able to see what it all looks like. So please note, take a note, after the 9th of August, we're going to feature an event at the Expo site in the Norwegian pavilion. So that's it. See you at Expo 2020 Dubai when it opens in October 2021. And if you like, you can follow the development of our building process on my LinkedIn side. And you can give me, if you have any comments and questions, please send us an email or a comment on LinkedIn. So that's it. So we're going to open for Q&A.